was the night before Alex Reyesmas, and all through Milwaukee, not a Facebook stream was stirring. Not while Danny Mac was still talking, because the game was actually on television, where it belongs. Good morning, Cardinals fans, and a very happy Reyesmas to you. Last night, the Cardinals sent Michael Wacha to the mound in Milwaukee for the last Cardinals start before Reyes makes his, hopefully, triumphant return to the rotation, and Wacha did what he's quietly been doing most of the year: pitch a convincingly good game. The potent Brewers offense looked to pick up where it left off on Monday, but Michael Wacha was not about to make that easy. A walk to Christian Yelich was erased by a ground ball double play off the bat of Jesus Aguilar to end the first inning. He'd pick up 2 strikeouts in the second to sit down the Brewers lineup in order. 3 ground ball outs in the third, one of the sack bunt variety, squashed the Brew Crew's hopes of scoring Eric Sogard, who'd walked after an 8-pitch battle. But Michael Wacha was having none of it. Not even a fielding error by Matt Carpenter that turned into a leadoff base runner in Christian Yelich in the fourth would derail the role that Michael Wacha was on. It was interesting. At times, he looked almost erratic, with his fastball sailing high in the zone, walking more guys than we've seen from him lately, but it wasn't like he was out of control. It was almost just like he was on a different style setting or something. He used his curveball as effectively as I've seen him all year, and quite honestly, at one point he threw a curve that was so good that I literally did a double take to look back up and make sure it was still Michael Wacha pitching. It went on and on like this. Michael Wacha just clicking right along, never allowing more than 1 base runner in an inning, and then, sure enough, before I knew it, I looked up and it was the 7th. An inning in which Michael Wacha has recorded outs only 2 other times this season. And pretty quickly, the fatigue started to show. He walked Ryan Braun on 5 pitches, and then got 2 ground balls for outs, but that brought up Eric Sogard with Ryan Braun now at second base. Sogard promptly lined a fastball on the inner half into left field, and suddenly it was decision time for Mike Matheny. Which, let's be honest, usually goes a little something like this. I mean, he's so close. He's just an out away from getting out of the inning. That would be a great confidence boost for him. Runners on the corners, though, I'll give him 1 more batter, maybe 2. We'll see what happens then. And then, in play runs. Normally, anyway. Hold on, though. I feel like I should pause here and tell you how the Cardinals' offense had fared in this game, because that would factor into this decision, in theory, too. There was very little to speak of for the Cardinals in the first inning, except for a Matt Carpenter leadoff walk, which is, well, pretty much the status quo, because Matt Carpenter does everything now, and I love it. And it was a leadoff play that got things going in the second inning as well, although, no offense to Matt Carpenter, Harrison Bader's leadoff homer carried a little more weight this time. And even more valuable, not letting the solo shot be the entirety of the offense for the day. Jairo Munoz, continuing to defy the odds, singled to left. Colton Wong, who may not have much of anything going for him at the plate right now, but is still statistically, categorically one of the best second basemen in baseball this year, was hit by a pitch. And Francisco Pena, the greatest backup catcher in the history of the game, all due respect to Tony Cruz, blooped one into center field too. Munoz checked up heading to third and didn't score, and honestly, I expected that to be costly. But Zach Davies was kind enough to make sure that that wasn't the case. With the bases loaded, Matt Carpenter walked for the second time on the day, scoring Munoz from third and putting the Cardinals up 2-0. A Jed Jerko single capped off the rally, scoring 2 more runs and giving Michael Wacha a little more breathing room. And that was only the second inning. Side note, Tommy Pham ended 2 different innings with ground ball double plays last night, and he also struck out twice and got some pretty bad reads on balls hit right at him in center field. I don't know what's going on there, but I'd really like for him to figure it out. Anyway, the Cardinals loaded the bases again in the third inning and didn't score. But no matter, Matt Carpenter, not to be outdone by Harrison Bader, led off the fourth inning with a solo home run of his own to put the Cardinals' lead outside of Grand Slam territory. So at least there was that. Okay, back to Wacha in the seventh. The score was 5-0 Cardinals, and Mike Matheny was pondering his next move. Shockingly, with 2 out and 2 on, Mike Matheny made the move and pulled Michael Wacha from the game and instead opted to let Sam Tuivailala try to finish the inning, which he did after he allowed one of the inherited runners to score on a Jonathan PR double, but he came right back and struck out Lorenzo Cain, who went 0 for 4 on the night, and that earned a celebratory fist pump from a very excited Michael Wacha in the dugout. And while the 5 Cardinals runs would have been enough on the day, Francisco Peña wanted to add another chapter to his growing legend, and he launched a solo homer in the 8th that seemed to seal the deal, just like Jordan Hicks did in the 8th and in the 9th. P.S. Jordan Hicks, not a one-trick pony anymore, did just see the slider. If you didn't, you will, and so will a lot of major league hitters. He's good at more than just one thing now, and he's learning that on the fly. It's quantifiable, it's fun, and there's a good chance he may very well be a good Major League Baseball player after all. But what do I know, really? I'll tell you what I do know. The Cardinals picked up a game on the division-leading Brewers, and they can win the series today behind Alex Reyes. Game on.